Hello, my name is Ashley Knox, and it is a pleasure to meet you in a sense. First of all, I'd like to say thank you very much for your time. I can't even imagine what your days are like given everything that's going on. So you got to be asking yourself, what can this guy from Dallas, Texas possibly offer you or your new company? And it's very simple. There's me and there's this pen. This pen is a Waterman. It's a nice pen. But this Waterman was given to me by your equivalent at Mazda. The CEO of Mazda gave me this pen in recognition of my accomplishments and my achievements over the years. I first started selling Mazdas when I was 21. By the time I was 24, I was the fleet and lease manager of the busiest Mazda store in North Texas. Years later, I went on to sell Jaguars and Porsches. The second month I was there, I sold more Jags and Porsches than anybody to date. I'm sharing all of this with you to kind of give you an idea of my version of excellence and my anticipation of my expectations, my outcomes, and all the people that are around me. So, this prototype I'm about to share with you, it's got conservatively 10 patents on it. When it's all said and done, when I get done talking to you, there's going to be closer to about 20 patents. So let's just pretend that my math is way off, and it's not. And there's only one patent in there. My thought is this: for 15 minutes of your time, if we just got to one patent, I'd say that's more than worth it. But I'm here to share with you that there are a minimum of 10 viable, legit patents on this. So this thing was made or manufactured in 2009. In 2025, when I got a hold of it, it was born. By 2026, this thing will be reborn, and that's a fact. So without further ado, let's talk about the prototype. Okay, by now, everybody's heard about who my father is, what he did, the end result. Long story short, basically, he took a sports car, he lowered it, he put a Lexan skirt around it, took a two-stroke snowmobile engine, attached that to two fans from a tank, sucked the air down and out through the back, and that's it. Very simple. It took geniuses to figure out this simple idea. So today's focus is not about downforce. Our folks at McMurtry, they've got that down solid. Today's focus is about the other major problem: drag. Pretty much anything above about 40 miles an hour has to deal with drag in one shape or form or another. So let's take a wind tunnel, for example. So our wind tunnel is over here. We've all seen the commercials of the white wind coming up and over the vehicle, and you see a different camera angle of it going around the vehicle. And my question is this: what's the shortest distance between point A and point B? A straight line. It's not over and it's not around, it's straight through. That's where I'm going, straight through. So imagine, if you will, a honeycomb. If you were to take a honeycomb and run it all the way through this and pull it straight out, what would you see? You would see tunnels or baffles. So, as you can see right here, I started 1, started 2, 3, 4, and they're going to feed into this. I'm going to block this off right here. We're going to clip this off because that doesn't fit in the honeycomb. We're going to take this front here and raise it up about a foot so it'll be more in line for the honeycomb. Then we're going to take this and we're going to extend it to here. We're going to clip this off a little bit. This is going to make a baffle right here. So that all the air is going to channel up and through here, through this baffle. Close this up, close that off. It's going to come up here, throw that down. Now, you've got all this air coming off from here and all this air coming up here. You're going to have a very specific spoiler back here. This spoiler is key to everything. So we'll come back to, okay, now this spoiler is unique in the fact that it's adjustable in real time on demand. So think of it like a window frame. Window frame's open, window frame's closed, or the window frame is somewhere in between, mesh, or here. Okay? So at any given time, it could adjust. The middle is going to be neutral, so it will be the open window pane. So fully closed or combination between the two is only one click away. So this, okay, I was a pilot. I used to fly a two-seater Cessna. So if you will, imagine grabbing the cabin of this Cessna and cutting the front end of it off and taking that piece. What do you got? You got a motor and a propeller. So we're spinning like this. We're going to take this and we're going to drop it right down into here, just like that. You take the spoiler from the back and bring it up front here and drop it into this main artery, we'll call it. You drop one there and drop one there, and it becomes more of a valve. So effectively, you can control the vehicle front to rear, left to right, automatically or manually. So you got a lot going on over here. So on the left hand side you would have forward, backward, left to right, and then different settings right here. So theoretically, so you have a track. Before every rider or driver sets foot on that track, they have the whole thing memorized. What if you pre-program the vehicle to anticipate a specific turn and to do a certain thing? So effectively, you could control this thing with very little input from the driver at all. So my thought is, if you take this to a motor speedway or a super motor speedway, if you can get it up to over 50 miles an hour, you can drive this thing without a driver. Okay, now on this particular vehicle, what I would do with it is, we're going to cut the upper and lower A-arms maybe in half. You're going to take the wheels and you're going to pull them in and pull them forward. So basically, because we've raised this up here, this is going to turn into a fender well, and this will be a wheel well, so it'll be tucked up under there. So then you might think to yourself, whoa, that's going to make this thing extremely unstable. Exactly. So you're going to go back to here and look down through there, and what you're going to do is you're going to cut the frame in half. You're going to separate the two. You're going to put a bulkhead on this side, a bulkhead or firewall on this side. Then you're going to reattach the two with a specific type of adapter to allow it to do this and do this. So it'll pivot on an X and Y axis. Now, in the back here, if you got two wheels back here, you got a different challenge. Up front, you got a challenge with steering. Back here, you got the power of the rear wheels. So back here, you're going to cut the frame again, separate it. You're going to take the engine, instead of going sprocket to sprocket, you're going to transverse mount it, put a drive shaft all the way back here, U-joint coupling right there. So you still got this turning into this with just a normal differential. That's standard transmission. So at any rate, okay, so let's just kind of sum up where we are so far. So basically, you have the ability to not just to divert air, but to control air, and then to manipulate air. So think of buses, trains, vehicles that are very, very big, have a lot of drag, don't necessarily need a pilot or driver because they don't make sharp turns. So maybe this thing would be beneficial to those on long trips, but imagine if it could save a gallon or two per mile, what that would equate to, or a trucker. Now the last thing that I like to talk to you about is a vehicle that my father and I, we designed together. It's basically a trike version. It's going to have quad electric engines, 4-speed transmission with a clutch, actually 2 clutches per side, and it's going to have the X and Y ability to rotate just like everything else. So that one has a perfect 50-50 weight distribution. What I haven't figured out is the rider or driver placement. Is it forward, is it aft, whatever. So I haven't figured that out yet, but that's coming next. So basically, we've covered a lot today, and what I need to know is what direction you think would be the best course of action to go through for this company, and I just need some manpower to help.